Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 6. Some updates and reminders as we get started this week. First off, I just want to encourage you to keep up the good work. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and there are only 4 weeks left of school, and that's it. So we're in the home stretch. As far as what's left for English, this slide has pretty much everything that's due for the remainder of the semester. Everything in orange relates to the HLSA. So you'll have 3 more workshop Wednesdays for the HLSA, and then you will be submitting that first draft of the HLSA, which will be due Wednesday, June 3rd. Everything in green on the slide relates to the 7 habits activities. You'll have 3 more one-pagers, one for habit 5, habit 6, and habit 7. And then you will have a final for the 7 habits, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The main thing on this slide I want to draw your attention to is that the last day to submit any work is Wednesday, June 3rd. So that includes the 7 habits assignments, that includes any work for the HLSA, that includes any past assignments that you wanted to make up or redo. Everything is due Wednesday, June 3rd, because the last day of school will be the 4th, the very next day. So please take note of that. Anything you're turning into me, Wednesday, June 3rd. As far as the workshop Wednesday this week, this slide you've already seen, but just to review, please come prepared to this Wednesday's workshop with those example essays read and your thoughts put down on the collaborative documents. Only required to read one. Of course, you can read all 3 if you'd like, and then have a brainstorm or an idea of the possible text, topics, or line of inquiries that you think you want to write about. You don't necessarily have to have, your thesis or your claim pinpointed at this point, but you should know what you want to write about and some ideas that you have. The lesson from 2 to 2:30 will be discussing those examples and seeing some commonalities that we saw and just kind of talking about that. And then you'll be creating a concept map and deciding kind of what direction you want to go now that you have an idea of what you want to write about. And then the workshop will really be honing in on the direction you're taking. And hopefully by the end of the workshop, you'll have kind of a claim or a thesis that you want to write to. And then your homework will begin to outline or even start your draft if you feel like you're at that point. Some quick notes about the HLSA workshop, some things I noticed last week. Please be on time. It's very distracting as people start kind of joining the chat 10 or 15 minutes late. I will be starting right at 2:05. So you have a little wiggle room between 2 and 2:05. And then please, once you sign in, go directly to the chat bar and type in hi or hello. I'm using the chat function in order to take attendance. So the only way I'll know that you're there is if you type something into the chat, which leads me to kind of the third bullet. Once we do get started, please only type your questions into the chat section. I noticed that some people were having some side conversations and it caused me to kind of miss some people's questions or to, glance over them inadvertently. So please do make sure that that chat section is just reserved for people who have questions. Of course, I do prefer audio when you're asking a question. It just goes a little bit more quickly and you can clarify exactly what you're asking. So if you want to use the hand raise feature and then, when I call in, you just turn on your audio, ask your question. It goes a little bit faster, but the chat works too. As I mentioned just a slide ago, the first 30 minutes is the lecture, and then the second 30 minutes is the workshop, the asking of questions, answering questions on my part. Last time we kind of started with questions, and that took up a really long time. This week, I'm going to try to jump right into the lecture at 2:05, and then kind of leave the questions until the end. Feel free to set up a one-on-one with me, send me an email, and we can find a time that works for both of us. If you do need more individual support, I know this is a lofty task and some people need a little more guidance. Please reach out to me. I'm happy to do those one-on-ones and just kind of talk you through it. And then as a final note, all of our workshop sessions are posted to Classroom after the workshop. So I am recording all the sessions and then they get posted to Classroom. So if you can't make it for whatever reason or your connection's spotty and you missed some things, you can always go back and watch the video. So you may have noticed a few slides ago, I mentioned a final. It is kind of true. You will have 2 kind of finals in this class. The first one, as we talked about, will be that HLSA draft, and you'll get more details about exactly what that should look like and what the rubric will be later. And the other one will tie to the 7 habits activities. And I will give you more information about that next week. So I just wanted to kind of put it on your radar. You will have 2 final, assessments. That 7 habits one, if you've been doing the reading, if you've been doing the one-pagers, It will be so easy. It will be totally fine. You guys will do great. One more quick reminder about grades. Some people have reached out to me kind of freaking out because their grade was going down, even though they chose not to do the 7 habits. So if you did not do the 7 habits assignments, you will see them as red and missing in the grade book. I will not go back and excuse you. I will not go back and give you a 0. I will just adjust your grade at the end of the semester. So understand you will see your grade going down over this time if you're not doing the 7 habits assignments. But don't worry, it will all be adjusted at the end of the semester. Also, some people have asked me if they can do like makeup work or assignments that they had missed during the school year. The answer is you can only do those if you are completing at least 60% of the 7 habits assignments. So if you have not done any 7 habits assignments and you're wanting to make up something that we've already covered, the answer will be no until you start doing the 7 habits. If you have any more questions or need clarity, just send me an email and we can talk about your specific situation. Which leads me to emails and check-ins. Thank you guys so much for your emails. I mean, I am loving hearing what you're doing and the activities and how you're feeling and just how you're doing. So please keep them coming. I really love them. I did just want to make you aware, I get about 50 emails a day. And sometimes it takes me a little while to get back to everybody. So please be patient with me. And I thank you for understanding that it might be a day or two until I get back to you. Which leads me to the point, please don't wait till the last minute. Some people have waited until like 11:30 on a Sunday to ask for an extension for an assignment. Please don't wait to the last minute because, as I said, it might take me a day or two to get back to your email. So be proactive, be ahead of the game. If you know you have a busy week or you know you need an extension or you know you have a question, email me right away because I might not be able to get back to you at the last second. Quick note about the discussion board posts. Thank you for those of you who did it. They were really fun to read. This week, there's only one question. So you'll just see one question posted. My only request is that you make it just a little bit more conversational. If you see someone's already posted a response, feel free to click the reply button instead of creating your own post. Maybe ask them a follow-up question. Maybe, pose a contrasting idea to theirs. It just becomes a little bit more exciting to read when they're more conversational. And that reply would count as your post. So you wouldn't be like losing credit or anything. That would count as your check-in and your post. And that's it, you guys. You are almost there. You're doing such a fantastic job. I am so proud of all of you adjusting to this new normal. I miss you all immensely. Please stay safe and stay healthy. And as always, if you have any questions or you need anything, email me, reach out. We can have a one-on-one chat. You guys have totally got this. You guys are rock stars. Keep it going. And I cannot wait to see you all soon.